Can you imagine if I wrote a book and said annihilate Jews, annihilate Africans, annihilate Indians? What would happen?
They put you in jail.
I'd be in jail. So why are white people taking this? They've accepted a passive position. It's almost like they've accepted that there's nothing they can do. And this is just so dumb. This is why I don't black pill, because if you black pill, you've basically just given them the victory without a fight. And to me, it's like, screw you. All right, if we're going to lose, I'm going to make it so hard for you. You are going to suffer casualties in your quest because I'm going to fight to the last breath.
What it is big corporations and BlackRock knowing that only 7% of the world's white.
What would happen? They kind of were just like, oh, that seemed fine. Okay. But if you had a show and there was a bunch of mediocre comics and then all of a sudden some really funny comic like Tim Dillon got on the stage and just knocked it out of the park. Now, when the other mediocre comics came back, everybody was like, oh, this guy sucks. Like, I just saw comedy.
So it's raising the bar, which shows them up.
It's raising the bar, and rather than try and meet those heightened standards, they say, no, we just want to get rid of the heightened standards. And every time you show up and show what is actually possible for humanity, it makes us feel inferior. And so we're going to kill you, and we're going to eliminate you. And we don't have to take it. That's the other thing. White people have been so passive for so long. Like, wake up. You do not have to take it.
I got a stack of news articles from just this week literally saying in the local papers, annihilate whites. They're inherently evil. And then the ADL wonders why people then get pissed off and say, screw you. I mean, you're literally attacking people. It's crazy.
Can you imagine if I wrote a book and said annihilate Jews, annihilate Africans, annihilate Indians? What would happen?
They put you in jail.
I'd be in jail. So why are white people taking this? They've accepted a passive position. It's almost like they've accepted that there's nothing they can do. And this is just so dumb. This is why I don't black pill, because if you black pill, you've basically just given them the victory without a fight. And to me, it's like, screw you. All right, if we're going to lose, I'm going to make it so hard for you. You are going to suffer casualties in your quest because I'm going to fight to the last breath.
What it is big corporations and BlackRock knowing that only 7% of the world's white, and so they demonize liberty and freedom as a white thing, which it basically has been, then you can organize this coalition to smash it. It's simple.
Yeah, and I do think it goes back to primal times. I think this war has been going on. It's an ethnic war against whites by people who hate us because we represent competition to global domination. That's the truth.
Well, actually, there's globalist white papers going back. There's a lot of them for hundreds of years saying, well, when the banks about 120 years ago started trying to take over the U.S., they said the Scots and the Irish and their influence is too much in the America and the South. That's why we have to smash it, because they always resisted the British Empire, and now that's that same spirit of resistance. So you can say wherever it comes from, but the establishment literally singles out Scots and Irish as saying they keep not going along. And then there's that idea they get.
Yeah, because white people don't want to live as slaves. I mean, this is why slavery was ended by white people.
And look how they've cucked Ireland that would let nobody conquer them, not the British Empire. They are literally being overrun now.
Well, I've got some great new developments in Ireland. So an immigrant raped a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah, that big riot. So the police attacked them. Yeah, B-roll of that, by the way. Roll that. Go ahead.
The rioters surrounded the place where the immigrant was housed. They set fire. They're protesting. They were stopping cars to make sure that the passengers in those cars were Irish. And this is what I'm telling you. This is going to be around the world if we don't start organizing politically and ending this across the board.
Well, I was about to say, you look at the footage out of Ireland, it's literally thousands of illegals running around, raping, killing. And the government of Ireland sold out to the globalists, but didn't they know the Irish are going to go apeshit? Because it's now happening.
This is the great thing that you have to understand about our enemy. Their weakness is their hubris. They are very arrogant. They believe in their own omnipotence. So that's great. Let them believe it, because no one is omnipotent. No one is above God. So That is their weakness. That is their Achilles heels where we can get them because they believe that we have given up. They've already won the war.
But the minute the people know they're being assaulted, they can only take over the globalists if we don't know we're under attack. But as soon as the Irish knew, boom, it's game over.
That's correct.
And as soon as you know you're in, that's why Trump's like, the liberals are idiots. No, it's on purpose. We've got to know it's on purpose.
It's all intentional. It's brainwashing. It's if you say that, like, remember when they said the white replacement theory is
the ADL called for my arrest for talking about it.
Yeah, they said it was an anti-Semitic trope, which it's like if we're saying there's a white replacement theory, we didn't say Jews are doing it. So you're kind of telling on yourself if you're calling it an anti-Semitic trope.
Yeah, and then now Israel has the Muslims after them. Why would the Israel lobby ally with Islam?
Well, why did they ally with them in Spain when they opened the gates of Toledo and they let the Muslims come in and take over, and then they ruled Spain for 700 years, and the Muslims repaid the Jews who opened the gates for them by giving them high positions within the government? Because they ally with someone who would be their enemy if they can help them against their greater enemy, which, make no mistake, is Western Europeans.
And then all the movies and TV shows and school teaches that the Crusades were a offensive, they were a defensive operation. After 700 years of attacks, finally Europe, when it pushed all the way into Western Europe, they had to.
Yes, yeah, and you know what? No apologies. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. You are not going to war with people who wanted to live peacefully with you and were happy to live and let live. No, the Muslims were taking over European Christian lands for generations, and finally the Europeans fought back and reconquered land that was theirs. There's no need to apologize. And anybody who wants you to apologize for your ancestors, you just tell them to get wrecked. Because right now, they're not even apologizing for what they're doing today.
So are you saying the La Reconquista has begun?
I don't think it has begun. I think we're seeing the sparks of a fire starting. That's going to happen. I think when the Reconquista begins, we're going to know it.
And what will the Reconquista look like?
Well, I don't want to say, Alex. I don't want to get you in trouble.
That means the reconquering.
Yeah, no, I know what that means. But
I know you know, but for people that don't know.
Oh, yeah. I just think it's going to look very violent. It's going to look like fascism, because that's what, everything that we say.
Well, they started it. That's the point.
Everything that we say we want families. We want our kids to be raised without LGBT propaganda. We want to be in our communities of people that look like us. They call that fascism. So if that's what fascism is, that's what you're going to get. Because the opposite of that is a disintegration of every value that makes sense to the human brain.
And what we're seeing with you is, you used to be a liberal, once you figure it out it was a takeover, you can't surrender. And we're nice, it feels mean, but it's what it is. So what was you used to be a liberal. Well, what was the process and how did you wake up?
Well, there were two things that woke me up. The first one was the LGBT propaganda when they started pushing the trans agenda. And I finally could just not take it anymore. I could not pretend anymore, and the truth just came out of me like a fire. And then the second one was reading the real story about what happened to Trayvon Martin, which was that, in fact, he was trying to kill George Zimmerman, and he was on top of George Zimmerman when he was shot. So once that happened, I started reading other things and opening up to what was real, and I realized how much I'd been lied to. And then I started to discover that the mission was to end white people and kill white people. And I couldn't be quiet anymore. I started speaking out.
Like, let me go grab this stack of articles I got, because it literally says exterminate whites, get rid of whites, and it's mainstream newspapers.
Yeah, it is mainstream. It's also mainstream books. Go look at these books. And, it's so funny because all of these authors who are like, oh, white like me and we white men have had so much power. You go look at their names and they're not white. They're pretending to be white to push an agenda that ultimately is going to benefit their own people while they're pretending to be us. And frankly, white people really need to wake up. Stop apologizing. When people are telling you, oh, you've done these awful things, you did colonialism. Colonialism, go look at the nations that were ever under colonialism. They were doing better. Their people were doing better while under colonialism than while not. And then go look at nations like Liberia, which were never under colonialism.
Any colonial country in Latin America or Africa where everybody was fighting it into it.
Yeah, that's correct.
Look at these headlines. This is in the local papers in Austin. Your DNA is an abomination.
Wow.
White is over. This is in the local Austin papers. This is what they put out. Look at this. Armed white men, the top threat, not even real. I mean, it's just like, and then people get mad like it. Nick Fuentes, for what he does. Well, what do you expect the response is going to be to stuff like this? What do you think the response is going to be? I mean, people are not going to put up with this forever. InfoWars, a white supremacist platform, Bernie Sanders.
Amazing.
I mean, it just goes on and on. So, I mean, what do they expect people to do when you're told you're evil because you are white? A lot of people aren't going to put up with this.
No, and they don't have to, Alex. That's the thing. You don't have to put up with it.
So where do you think this is going?
Well, it's going to go one of two ways. Either the whites are going to wake up, they're going to fight back, they're going to take their countries back, and they're going to throw out every single non-white immigrant that has come in and tried to debase. And obviously, we're not saying, oh, we got to throw out every non-white immigrant that's ever come into this country. But the ones that have come in the last 10 to 15 years and have refused to adapt, have refused to become part of the culture, they got to go. They got to go. Okay? Or whites are not going to, and they're going to be pretty much exterminated except for a few small pockets throughout the world where they'll be allowed to go on because they don't really pose a threat until the next global cataclysm when everything falls apart and the only people who can figure out how to survive are white people again. And then the whole cycle starts over. They build civilization. Their children live in luxury. They forget why they were keeping out these people. They let them back in and everything starts all over again.
Well, it is true. The Asians have built civilization. Others have as well. But, you know, it's about being the ice age. If somebody doesn't pre-plan in a place that's frozen 6 months out of the year and 50 below for 6 months, you all die.
Yeah.
So they've done genetic studies. It's the pre-planning in an ice age population.
I mean, look at what's going on right now when they're saying, oh, maybe they're not going to get their SNAP, their food stamps assistance. And all of these black people and a few like kind of what would be called white trash, white people, right, are making videos saying, if my food stamps don't come in, I'm going to rob, I'm going to steal. There are working age, there are men in their 20s, able-bodied men in their 20s, screaming about how they should have food stamps. You are capable of working, and you are living off of my tax dollars and your tax dollars. Do you understand the insanity of this?
We're the ones that are slaves.
I am a woman. I am working to feed an able-bodied man because he does not want to work. This is unacceptable. Things like government assistance programs should only be for elderly, veterans, disabled, and for a short time period, maybe families that fall into
it's an
economic
emergency
hard times.
measure.
It should not be a permanent thing. And if you're a man in your 20s and you're crying, you should be shamed into oblivion.
Guys, get that Jesse Waters report. I don't want to play the whole thing, but cue it up like a minute in where it shows people just a small smattering threatening violence if the EBTs are turned off. But larger issue is the Democrats know that and say that's what they want. This is their hope here. So we're going to play that in a moment. But look, my answer to this is people say, oh, this is radical. No, it's not radical. It's the left that's done this. What did they think was going to happen when they did this?
Alex, when people say that the position we hold is radical, I just laugh. Because the position we hold is the position humans have held for literally thousands of years.
Well, yeah, if you don't have tribalism, like people say, why do you lock your front door? What are you hiding? No, it's just I'm not scared. It's a safe thing I do. Why do you have screens on your windows so mosquitoes don't get in? If you don't have boundaries, you don't have freedom.
If you don't have boundaries, you don't have an identity.
It's like men and women's sports. It's all about overrunning boundaries. Here's a clip of some of the left calling for violence if they don't get their EBT that McBreen put together.
Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do?
I used to get $740 a month for my two kids, and we not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I got to work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the out of here.
I went from having $1,100 EBT every month. And that was just with 4 children. to 0. Now, how the fuck am I gonna feed my children?
How the fuck am I supposed to afford groceries? What is this pumpkin man doing, bro? Why the fuck we gotta starve on Thanksgiving? Are you dead ass, pumpkin man?
What the fuck do you mean that I'm not gonna get my fucking SNAP benefits? What the fuck do you mean?
You're gonna tell me that my daughter doesn't deserve a popsicle? You're gonna tell me I don't deserve to get brownies?
I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you just like this on Jesus Lamar motherfucking Christ. I will be at motherfucking Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store with my groceries. Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid.
I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card. As soon as that bitch say, ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk the fuck out.
If I don't receive my benefits this month, the food stamps, I feel bad for the motherfucking shop, right? I will just be rolling my cart out that bitch like I paid for it. My people ran out of stores. With the cart, I bet it's gonna be some turkey on my plate. And I'm having turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, greens, all the good shit. It's gonna all be there. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow.
We gonna loot. We gonna get fucking crazy, right, TikTok? You feel me?
If you gotta take that food, go ahead and take it. Just go ahead and take it. Y'all better stay the fuck out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Either you're gonna give us food or we're gonna take that bitch.
This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for. For us. They work for me.
Now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them. I'm not trying to go work, 50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills.
Don't be quitters now. Y'all been helping us all this time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody.
Do you understand that there are people like me who cannot work?
If we deny the whole America food stamps, bro, it's gonna be a problem. Walmart, get ready.
If you see somebody walking out, just turn and look the other way. Like, ain't no time. There's not time to be trying to play Captain
People see
America.
this, I think it's a joke. I've got famous local news.
No.
The woman's got I got 10 kids. It's your job to pay for them. This is real, folks. This is what's been created. This is dangerous.
I just want to, Alex, this is the third world mentality on display. You have it. I want it. I deserve it. You saw this, I remember there was a British guy, he was interviewing some of these African migrants that had come into Britain, and he said, he basically asked him, and the African guy goes, you have a house? Give me house. You have Gibbs. And he said, so I should just give it to you because I have it? He goes, yeah, you have Gibb. So it's called deserving. These people have
entitlement,
a complete sense of I deserve. Why? Why do you deserve? What did you do? And do people not realize where food comes from? If we give away all the food for free, eventually farmers are going to be like, yeah, I'm not growing. I'm not going to work and grow this. Where are you going to get the food when nobody's growing it?
Well, that's like South Africa trying to kick out the white farmers, then they'll starve like Zimbabwe.
Good. Let them. It's the shame because the white people built that whole civilization. But honestly, karma would be to be like, okay, we're going to clean up. We're going to go to this place. It's going to be only whites, only people who farm, and you have fun starving to death. And no U.S. aid, which has led to having a 2.1 billion population in Africa. It's like sprinkling fertilizer on the people that are going to kill you. It's insane to me. This is insane.
But then Bill Gates wants to kill everybody, but also the healthy people.
Yeah, well, they want total global domination. Also, do you see how fat some of those people are? You guys could really afford to go without food for a few months. Honestly, it will be better for you. And you lose some weight and you'll stop being a lunatic liberal because you'll realize, oh, I wasn't a liberal. I was just fat and nobody liked me.
The point is, how much dumber are people getting another generation of this? They only did this in the 60s. Look what they've done to people.
It's insane. It's insane to me. But it's also, you got to realize some of these people want this life. Alex, because we all have the opportunity, you and I, we could just decide not to work, drop below the poverty line and then try to get government assistance. But we don't want to do that because something inside of us says that's wrong.
They're making it harder and harder to be independent. Leonardo Joni, thank you so much. Don't leave yet. I want to talk to you after the show.